Am I missing some vital piece of maths here? Or am I a time management goddess? Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you had a nice break post-Vlognica, getting back to work, new year, new me, all of that stuff. It is new year, same chaotic me who has a busy brain and needs to visualize things. That is what is happening here. Start as you mean to go on, which is, I don't know what this is, but this is what's happening. So the reason why whatever is happening is because I am overwhelmed. And not in a burnout sense by any means. I am overwhelmed with ideas of things I want to do, of goals, of projects, and I need help figuring it out. Whatever I said in Vlognica, in some of the videos where I was like, what's next with my new career? Like, what are my 2025 plans and stuff? Scrap that, ignore that. I feel like I have changed my mind every 5 minutes since filming those videos. So that's what's going on. That is the state that I am bringing to you today. And figuring things out on my laptop and like making plans and looking at a digital calendar and whatnot was not going to cut it. I was just craving, I could feel it in my body that I needed a physical exercise and I needed to like be physically moving around in order to physically understand what it is that I'm working with here. So what we're essentially going to be doing is some physical calendar blocking with time here, and then these are my buckets of work. Originally, what I wanted to do was the ideal week exercise, which is just where you kind of populate your week with what you would ideally want it to look like, what you want to be doing, work, kind of projects, leisure, personal time, all of that kind of stuff. I quickly realized that 1 week was not going to cut it for me because many things like don't always happen in 1 week. Things kind of happen on a bit more of a fortnightly basis. And then I realized, oh, well, actually I've got some tasks that I do that happen on a monthly basis. And so here we are. It kind of escalated. And then it escalated even further when I decided to film myself working through this. So what does that say about me? Just making things more complicated for myself. Can't tell you how long it took me to figure out this shot. Thank you to my patrons for helping me with me sending you lots of screenshots. And I still don't even know if you can probably see anything. But don't worry, all you really need to focus on is the colors. The colors will guide us. So why am I doing this? I need to figure out my priorities for 2025. There's a lot going on in my brain. There's a lot going on that I want to do. Can I actually do it? So the aim of this exercise, what I hope to get out of it, my desired outcome, is just actually a really clear picture of how much time I have available to me, and so what I am able to do in that time and what I can or can't take on. So how am I doing this? How did we get here? So I am a calendar blocker. I've been doing it for a few years now, and so what I did is I went back and looked at my entire 2024 calendar and actually just calculated the number of hours that I spent on all of my different buckets, which we'll get to. So I figured out the hours I spent on each of these things throughout the entire year. And then from that number, I figured out how many hours I was working on each thing on average per week, whilst also accounting for 5 weeks of annual leave. Are we following? Caveat, I didn't actually calculate per year because I only did January to November because, spoiler alert, filming this mid-December. So I calculated the average per month and then I did the weekly calculation thing. So let's go through our buckets. In red, we have YouTube. So this is basically everything from planning videos, prepping videos, actually filming videos, and doing video reviews. Those are kind of the main things that I do with YouTube stuff. And on average, I spent 23 hours per month working on YouTube stuff, which for our purposes here is 6 hours per week. Next, social media. This might be filming reels and TikToks, posting photos, writing captions, editing those reels and TikToks, planning the content, that kind of stuff. To be honest, a lot of social media work isn't tracked on my calendar, but we'll get to the flaws in the system at the end. Essentially, in reality, I'm spending more time on all of these areas than is actually tracked in my calendar, but that's fine because for the purposes of this and scheduling time, we want this calendar to be under-scheduled. Are we following? So I spend on average 11 hours per month on social media, which for our purposes here is 3 hours per week. And social media is blue, the light blue. Then in pink, we have client-facing work. So this is my like consulting, mentoring, coaching business, and this is the actual time spent like on calls with clients. And on average, I did 8 hours per month, which works out to 2.5 hours per week. Next, in green, we have Patreon/newsletter. These two I combined. So this will be writing the newsletter and recording the voiceover. This would be doing my Patreon monthly reading list and any admin associated with Patreon, because we did some Patreon tier changes this year as well. What is not included in these hours are the monthly live streams and the book club, because they take place in the evenings, and all I really need to know is what I need to be scheduling during my work day. So those weren't included in these calculations. So on average, I spent 5 hours per month on Patreon, which is 1.5 hours per week here. Great. Next, in orange, we have learning. So there's quite a few different things lumped into this category. There are work events, networking. I included Banging Business Club in learning, which is where me and my friends Lena and Lucy get together like once a quarter to help each other out with our businesses and work and content and things, and kind of like, you know, get into the work stuff. And then also included this was courses that I've done and just time spent on research, especially for the client consulting side of my business. So that is learning. And on average, I spent 7 hours per month on learning, which is 2 hours per week. Next is business admin. It is a necessary evil. So actually the only thing calculated in the hours of this is meetings, because they were really the only things on my calendar that I could calculate. So what's not included in these numbers, things like emails and just other random like ad hoc tasks. Because turns out I don't schedule those things onto the calendar. So again, this is why we're trying to make sure I'm under-scheduled to leave breathing room for all of the other things that happen that don't go on the calendar. Making sense. So in terms of actual scheduled business admin, this came to an average of 5 hours per month, which is 1.5 hours per week. Next, in purple, we've got projects. And again, this is another one that kind of encompasses a few different things. So whilst everything else feels like the things that are kind of like constantly happening, like always going, like the operations of the business, the projects are the things that kind of have a start, end, and a finish. Maybe. So this might be working on a website. It might be that I have a speaking gig. And so, you know, there's like prep for that and then actually doing it and then it ends. And then also what I've included in this is kind of like the business strategy stuff, because, you know, people talk about that you spend a lot of time working in your business, but you should also be spending a good amount of time working on your business. And it's the on my business that often gets neglected. And so working on the business is also in projects in my mind. So on average, I spent 5 hours per month on projects, which is 1.5 hours per week. And then finally, in this creamy yellow color, we have personal, because there were a fair few personal things on my calendar, especially at the beginning of the year when I was in my like relaxing, chill, taking it easy post-quitting sex ed and doing artist dates mode. So yes, artist dates are included in here, but also things like medical appointments were included in here because they were like actually on my calendar. And then also if there was any like leisure or social stuff that was on my calendar in the middle of the workday. This is a thing. This is one of the joys of being a freelancer, is that you can do that. But things that weren't included in these actual hours, but definitely do often get done during my working day, are things like housework and errands. So again, we need wiggle room. And so on average, in terms of scheduled personal time, it was 7 hours per month, which is 2 hours per week. We did it. We got through the buckets. God, there's so much more left to do. So I have a bag of lots of colored pieces of card that I have cut out, and the plan is to populate this first with the current situation, so like the average 4 weeks of 2024, and then we're going to play around with what I want my ideal 4 weeks to look like, because there are a few projects and a few learning things that I want to take on, and so we need to figure out where that extra time is going to come from. So we've got some figuring out to do. You might be wondering, Hannah, where does doing brand deals and working with brands fit into this? Well, all of that work is included in either YouTube or social media, because some brand deals I do are YouTube and some are social media. So I kind of just let it divide that way rather than creating an entire different category for it. Speaking of brand deals, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. So whether you're just starting out in the freelance world or you're a small business owner, Squarespace makes it super easy to create beautiful websites, engage your audience, and sell anything from physical and digital products to courses and even your time, all in one place and all on your terms. And with Squarespace's new design intelligence, it empowers anyone to build beautiful, personalized websites tailored to you and your needs using AI technology. And with Squarespace Blueprint, you answer some questions and it takes you on a guided process of building your own website. So really any novice can build their own beautiful website. And they have a huge suite of different visual design tools to help you create a really engaging website. The effects are built in and ready to go on any Squarespace website, and there are loads of options to fit whatever your needs are and your brand and your business. So head to squarespace.com to start your free trial, and then when you are ready to launch into the world, you can go to squarespace.com/morehannah to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, oh my God, is it time? Is it time? Is it time? So as I've mentioned, the ideal situation is that we are under scheduled. And another thing that I always do when I'm calendar blocking and planning my week is I leave Thursday afternoons empty. I had a little panic there that I didn't do enough boxes. Imagine, guys, this took me so long. Yeah, so I always leave Thursday afternoons open, unscheduled, because inevitably what happens is things have to get bumped, things come up, and it just gives me wiggle room to have that unscheduled. But then the caveat is the hours calculated looking back at 2024 is more often than not, there was always things on a Thursday afternoon. So we kind of just have to like bear that in mind slightly. I always end up scheduling more than was originally scheduled, if that makes sense. So we need to under-schedule ourselves. The other thing you may have noticed is that there's no Friday. I don't work Fridays. I am parenting Fridays. And then also my day starts at 10 a.m. and finishes at 4. So this is 10 to 11, 11 till 12, 12 till 1, 1 till 2, 2 till 3, 3 till 4. I technically actually work more like 9:30 till 4:30, but I never schedule those 30 minutes at the start and end of my days with anything, because again, wiggle room for all of the unscheduled stuff that I mentioned, like mostly admin stuff or bits and bobs that come up, or like errands, housework, etc., etc. And the final caveat is lunch. I schedule in lunch every single day, and we're going to put lunch in the color of personal. So I always schedule an hour for lunch. Do I always take it? Not necessarily. Sometimes I take more, sometimes I take less. But again, it is always scheduled in there because it just creates more wiggle room for me. And if I didn't schedule it in, then I would be overscheduled and hella stressed. So let's do this. Okay, there we go. Also, yes, this is my toddler's chalkboard. Okay, I didn't realize how limited we were on blue tack, so I'm really hoping we have enough to see us through. Okay, so what we're gonna start with is 2024. So YouTube, it was 6 hours per week, so across 4 weeks, that is 24. So I need to put 24 of these on this calendar. My God. Right, one. Let's just get all the red ones out. So usually I find myself doing like an hour of prep for videos on a Monday morning and then filming videos on a Tuesday morning, but not every Tuesday, but let's do that. And often with vlog stuff, the filming just kind of like happens, you know, it just kind of happens. Then we have video feedback, and so maybe I'm doing like 2 hours of that a week, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we can put in just Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning. Then once a month, I should really be counting these. Oh, I'm so scared I'm gonna run out of blue tack. Once a month, I do like a big planning sesh. Let's stick that there. And what else happens? Let's put in filming Tuesday morning, because I just always just schedule this in. Right, let's just put them all in, and then we'll count them. Sometimes filming takes longer, sometimes it's a big one and I just push lunch back, but if we just put it in every Tuesday, then it'll be fine. Right, and then let's just copy the first week. Okay, so with the absolute bare minimum of prepping videos, filming videos, video feedback, and then a monthly big planning sesh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 20, 22. Okay, so I've got 2 more hours to fill. Perfect. And then that's just like 2 other hours of like maybe random filming. Let's make one of these filming sessions like an extra long one. And then let's just add in something here. There we go. That is 24 hours of YouTube. Oh God, right, okay. Next, social media. Let's get out the blue ones. And we need 12 of these because averaged 3 hours per week. So that is 12 hours total. I never really had much of a plan with social media content. I definitely scheduled a lot more in the kind of like middle months of the year, and then the rest was kind of like sporadic and nothing. So what I might do is kind of represent that by actually only putting social media stuff on 2 weeks, or like making it just like a bit more heavy on 2 weeks. So let's say like Monday afternoon, I do a bunch of like social media stuff for like 2 hours, like filming some reels. And then I need to edit them. So that's gonna happen Wednesday morning. And then they need to all get scheduled. Boom. So that's 5. Oh my God, this is already looking horrendous. Oh my God, I hate it. Right, and then the following week, let's say I only do 1 hour of social media work. Am I even gonna be able to fit this all in? Have I even calculated if I have enough hours? Because again, the numbers that I'm working with are the reality of what happened, not the like plan. And we're currently trying to plan. I'm like, is this all actually just not gonna fit? I'm now scared. It's fine, YouTube was like the biggest chunk. Okay, and then let's say more here. Oh my God, just making it a bit random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, next, client facing. This was 2.5 hours per week, so 10. So actually one of my clients, I did like most of our calls in the evenings because of time differences. And so maybe I could get away with only doing 9 instead of 10 hours on the average situation. Okay, so often I would have calls on Monday afternoons. That feels familiar. Mondays is filling up, but I do quite like to front load my weeks. But maybe we leave that one. And then Wednesday afternoon, I definitely did a good few. Oh no, but we can't schedule Thursday afternoons. Oh no. Oh, this is, I think, gonna be our downfall. I think we may have to schedule Thursday afternoons just because the numbers actually reflect having stuff in on Thursday afternoons, because we are running out of space very quickly. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wednesday morning actually was a common time. Oh my God. Stay. Where are we? Okay, this is a different week. That's the end of that week, and this is a different week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, I'm only gonna add 9 because realistically, let's do Monday afternoon here. Right, okay, just because I had the evening client. so they shouldn't really be on this board represented. Oh my God, I'm stressed. Anyone else stressed? Patreon newsletter, green. So that was 1.5 hours per week, 6 hours per 4 weeks. Let's go. So we have once a month writing and doing the voiceover for my newsletter. So that takes like 2 hours. So we're gonna stick that here. And then we're just gonna dot around a bunch of Patreon stuff. Let's say Monday morning, I'm doing my Patreon reading list. Why not? Actually, realistically, it's more of a post-filming thing after lunch. And then I've got 3 more hours to schedule. So that might be working on a Patreon project or like, you know, chunking some Patreon admin. Do I bulk that? Sure. And then who knows what this is. Let's stick here. Last year I was doing my Patreon, My Opinion Doesn't Matter, which is like a monthly review of like films, TV and stuff and books that I'd consumed. But I'm actually not going to be doing that anymore because I'm just going to like do it a bit more casually in the Discord server. So that's what that hour can be. Is anyone feeling stressed? Is anyone else just really hot? Learning. 2 hours per week, 8 hours per month. Fuck. Do we even have that space? Where the freak is this gonna go? There's no travel time anywhere, so how am I meant to get places? 20 of these work events and networking things. So Banging Book Club is basically like an entire day or an entire half day, but it's like once every 3 months. So how do we represent that? Let's just stick it in there. This is the problem because I only schedule 10 till 4, but realistically what ends up happening is I do stuff 9:30 till 4:30. So, oh my God, why is this not working? And also like lunch hours as well. Right, 1, 2, 3. So Thursday afternoons, when I say Thursday afternoons, I mean those 2 hours. I still like do a little bit of work after lunch. Maybe we'll be saved by that hour after lunch on a Thursday afternoon. Bit of research after that client call. Need to do a little bit of research. That doesn't feel good. Stick it there. Gonna do this. And then big chunk there. This is a big learning week. And then this one can go here. It doesn't always happen every week. I'm fine. Okay, these ones feel like they were much smaller, I think. Right, business admin. We have got 1.5 hours per week, 6 hours per 4 weeks. Oh my God, I'm fine. I'm not overwhelmed at all. Monday morning, let's get some biz admin done. I know that maybe you shouldn't be doing that on a Monday morning, but also why not? Right, so we've got 2 more hours to fit in around stuff. My God, 1 here and 1 can go here. Oh, projects. That is also 6, 1.5 per week, 6 per 4 weeks. Purple. I don't think we have 6 to work with. When the frig am I going to do projects? Got an hour here, lovely. This is why I don't schedule my Thursday afternoons, because chaos. I'm going to do all my projects this 1 week here. That's what's happening. No, we've got time here. It's all just kind of clumping together, but that's fine. It's just a visual exercise. And we can have a nice chunk of projecting on a Wednesday afternoon, but only once a month, which seems right because they happen in bursts and most of the time nothing. Right, personal. We only have Thursday afternoons left, but okay, we're gonna put it on. But that was 2 hours per week, 8 hours per 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with an hour spare. I obviously could have worked that out before because I could have worked out how many hours there were available, 16 lunch hours, and then the total number of hours I had to work within 4 weeks is 80 of these. But right, anyway, my God, I can't believe it. Why do we have 1 spare then? I feel like it shouldn't be an odd number. 80 plus 16 is 96, and I have, oh yeah, because I'm not including lunch break. No, we are including lunch break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 is 24. 24 times 4 is 96. So there should be no gaps. Oh, we did 1 too few of client facing because of the evening client. Let's put these on. I am genuinely shocked that that is the exact number of hours I have available to me. Am I a god at time management? Like, this is an average 4 weeks, and it just so happens that an average 4 weeks of time that I have available to me is the exact amount of like average time of work that I do. Am I even making sense? Am I even making sense right now? I'm genuinely shocked. Am I missing some vital piece of maths here? Or am I a time management goddess? I was expecting it to be somewhat full, but like to the hour exact? If I'm missing something in terms of like, obviously that would happen because of XYZ thing, then let me know. Right, we're just gonna add that client back on. Why not? Evening client, Thursday afternoon. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to scrap the idea of the Thursday afternoon, because again, we're thinking realistic here, not ideal. Although, are we thinking going to, I don't know anymore. Okay, it's fine. What I have done is I've got all of the numbers of current reality and then using the same total, so it has to total the same amount because I don't want to add any more to my plate currently, and clearly I cannot. Fuck me. Okay, it's fine. Actually, this is going to be really easy because we just know that we can't go over, but we're gonna rearrange some things. Here are the things that I'm trying to consider. So YouTube is where I make most of my money, and currently as it stands, I can't afford to decrease the amount of time that I'm spending on it, and also I don't want to. So I'm gonna keep YouTube the same. YouTube is staying the same. Happy with that. One decision made, great. Social media. This is a different story. So like I said, my usage and work with social media has been very sporadic. I like went all in for a while and then just kind of like lost it for a bit. When I think about what my priorities are and the fact that most social media platforms, or at least like where I'm at in my career right now, it's just hard for me to justify making such a time investment in something that has very little financial reward for me. And whilst I still love it, I think it's not something that I can schedule in as hard as I did last year. But you know, if I have ideas, if things come up, then like, yes, but I think it's not gonna be something that I schedule in. So currently it's 12 hours per month. I need to come back to what that needs to be, because let's figure out the things. Oh God, right, no. Okay, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to figure out if we take things off first or if I try and add things first and then see how much we need to take away from other things. Am I making sense? I don't know. But as I'd said, the main areas that I want to increase are learning and projects. So learning is possibly going to be a big increase. You may recall I mentioned a coaching course that I wanted to do. Well, I actually found another one that I think is better suited to my needs, but it is more of a time commitment. It would be for 4 months, 3 hours per week. And granted, obviously this is over a year average, but I need to be thinking, what can I sacrifice to be able to fit in that for 3 hours per week, plus potential extra stuff around it. And there's this business course that I want to do as well, where the meetings are in the evening, so we don't need to worry about scheduling that, but it would require more projects, like working on the business, like more hours doing that. I don't think I can do both of these at the same time, realistically, in terms of time and money. My hunch is that I should do the business course first, because what I really fucking need is some clarity of what on earth am I doing, and then I think that will really help and then give me just like a bit more direction and clarity going into the coaching course. Why do I'm in that mode of like just being stuck. I'm being like, what am I doing? We need to do something. Right, YouTube is staying the same. Social media, we need to reduce down. Personal, I think we're going to reduce down because the average of that is so high because of the artist dates, which, as much as I would love to keep doing them, realistically, like I haven't been, and I don't see that like happening again soon. So let's reduce down this personal. Let's take 1, 2, right, there we go. We're making a start. In terms of Patreon newsletter, we can take this one away because I'm not doing that anymore. Can we take another away? I feel like, because last year I did a lot of work on my Patreon and reshuffling the tiers, not planning on doing that this year. So I think on average we can maybe take away another one. Okay, it's fine. Right, business admin staying the same. Like mostly that is meetings with my assistant Moog and my accountant and my manager and things. And so I feel like it doesn't happen that often, and is good to have. So that's not changing. Client facing, do I want that to change? So with the coaching course that I'm doing, I need a lot of hours of coaching in order to get certified. And the work that I'm currently doing with clients is kind of a bit of a hybrid of consulting coaching, but I would need like mostly coaching work. But they have relationships with some organizations where you can basically do pro bono coaching, which I think would help me get some more practice, and it will be people who, you know, aren't content creators, and it would just, yeah, I think that would help. So I want to keep my current clients, but then I also need this extra room for actually being able to clock up my coaching hours. And you know, unless any content creators out there like actually want coaching from me rather than like consulting or mentoring from me, let me know. But I do think we need to add like 2 in, just to reflect that I might be needing to do a bit more work on that. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, so realistically, what I add to learning and projects has to be taken away from social media. Is that what we have learned? Staying the same, done, staying the same, done. Yeah, what we add to these has to be taken away from social media. Okay, but actually we already have these, so we do have some space to work with. Okay, so I'm hoping that the learning hours have a big increase this year with the courses that I want to do, and also just like more time spent on research and keeping on top of things that are happening with Patreon and like the creator economy and things. So the question is, can we double it? Can we double it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, social media is really gonna have to suffer. Sorry. Right, oh God. Feel my stoma's getting involved. Calm down. Right, let's take these 2 off. This is going to be a something afternoon. Boom. Right, 1, 2. Over here as well. 3, 4. Sorry. 5, 6. 2 more. Do I just stick? Look, take that one off. I feel like the learning stuff like has to be, I don't know, batched, has to go together. Okay, are there 16 of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, projects. I don't think I want to increase projects quite as much as double. We've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10? Is that a 1.5 increase? Move that there. Bye. Oh, I've got one more social media thing to delete. This one. Bye. What have we learned? I'm not feeling satisfied. And I think it's because what I'm looking at is an average. The question I need to answer is, can I do this coaching course that's going to take me 3 hours per week plus 1 to 2 hours coaching plus my clients, like hopefully the same amount that I've had last year. And then with the business course, that might be like 2-3 hours per week. So what I really want to do is actually like plan my next few weeks as if I were doing one of those. And in this case, because we're not taking in averages, what we can do is we can do the clear Thursday afternoon, like in the way that I would calendar block. Like we're doing the under scheduling. I need to see what this looks like in my normal under scheduled planning rather than the full reality. Is that making sense? My God. Right, I feel like YouTube again needs to stay the same. Business admin is going to stay the same. I'm going to just remove personal. Sorry, personal. We need to keep Thursday afternoons open. Wait, do we just take everything off? Are we going to take everything off? YouTube's staying on. Business is staying on. Client is staying on. Patreon. We need 2 hours for the newsletter and we need 1 hour for the Patreon reading list. But I never actually schedule more than that, even though obviously I do end up doing more work on Patreon. But that is all that gets scheduled when we're thinking about what gets scheduled. Okay, client calls. We've got 3 that week, 2, 3, 2. I think we have to keep those in. Okay, but I actually want to move this because I don't like this being on a Thursday afternoon. That's not what we do. What I'm going to do instead is have like 2 clients Wednesday morning, do a bit of video feedback in between. Okay, but did I just take this off? I did, didn't I? But it doesn't matter because we're not thinking about the average hours anymore. We're not thinking about average hours anymore. It's fine. What we're thinking about is scheduled time. So 3 hours. Let's pretend that this course is on a Wednesday. So what we need is 3 hours of learning on a Wednesday morning, every Wednesday morning. Things are moving around. And then this Wednesday morning too, where are you gonna go? I don't know yet. Let's take these off. Oh wait, that can, Okay, 3 hours every Wednesday morning. And then outside of that, how much learning do I want to be doing? I quite like this sort of like having a 2-hour chunk every fortnight that gets done. I don't know why I don't want to do it on a Thursday morning though. Don't know why, I just don't. Oh no, but do I want to be doing that? I've just like filmed videos. I need something easy to do. No, we'll swap that around. Thursday morning it is. Fine. Obviously, I would never schedule client calls back to back like this. I always leave at least half an hour in between them. But again, that's why we've got the 9:30 to 4:30 wiggle room and the lunch hour. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which is what it was, right? It was 16. So that is doable within the whatever it might be, project. So I kind of like the doing like a good 2-3 hour chunk per 2 weeks. Like that feels good to me. Did I take any? Yeah, that one's got blue tack on it. So is that one. Oh wait, no, that's obviously every week, but it's fine. Does that one have blue tack on it? Yes, it does. Okay, if we're thinking scheduled time, not actual time, realistically, I do not actually film every single Tuesday. My God. Right, I only have like 1 afternoon of doing social media per 4 months. That seems so unrealistic, but is it gonna be necessary? Is this exercise even helping me? Is this all for naught? Okay, this is a 4-month course. So this is not forever. So actually, if we took those off, and look, we still have our Thursday afternoons. So it's this like the seasonal thing of like, well, for 4 months, no social media is gonna happen. But once that's done, then I can dedicate more time to other things. Okay, I actually think this is doable. I feel sick. What has this video even been? Did I learn anything? Am I gonna do the coaching course first or the business course first? Because I definitely want to do both. Right, I don't have any more purple things, but like, let's say we remove these and then I could add more purple. But actually this feels like a lot. That feels like a big amount of time to be working on the business, but also those averages included like when I was speaking at an event for like an entire day. But obviously that happened once in the year, no, twice. That's, you know, I can't let go of social media. Right, what have we sacrificed is the question. Should we add personal time back in on a Thursday? And that's obviously what's going to get eaten into. Oh wait, but actually, that was all we were going to do, wasn't it? It wasn't, right, no, let's not do that. What have we given up? Okay, so actually we've only sacrificed 1 hour of social media. Were we supposed to sacrifice more? Oh wait, no, I took the blue tack off some of these. So actually this is a futile experiment because I don't actually know. So, oh my God, hi. Does my brain feel less busy and less overwhelmed? Yeah. Did this work out the way that I planned it to? No. Did I have fun with coloured card and blue tack and having a calendar chart and a key? Yes, I did. The thing that I have learned is that really it's social media that has to take the cut for me. Like if I want to dedicate more time to learning and projects, that is where it has to come from realistically. Because if I take it away from like YouTube or client facing stuff, then that is one, hindering my income and also hindering my like progression in my new career. So when I really think about like what my priorities are, this really is the lowest rung. Sorry. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be posting on social media. Obviously, maybe you'll catch me on an unscheduled Thursday afternoon making loads of stuff, but I think I have to be quite strict with myself about what I schedule in for it. Does that make me sad? Yes, because I currently have a lot of video ideas for some like reels. So will they get made? I guess it's going to be that thing where they're the bottom of the list. So if I have time, then they can get made. How does this all fit in with LinkedIn? Great question. Is LinkedIn projects because it's kind of related to more of the client facing side of my business? Or is it social media. If I do a video where I hire a LinkedIn expert, in the same way that last year I did that video where I hired a TikTok expert, does that then actually count as YouTube? Because I'll be making a video. It all is intertwined. I'm gonna leave it there because I feel like I've hit my limit of being able to stare at all of these colored cards, and I also have a video going live in like 3 minutes. And so I need to do that. And this is probably already far too much footage for Bethan to edit. But thank you for watching. We did not run out of blue tack. In fact, I was very reserved with my blue tack usage. I thought I was gonna like end this video being like, oh, I would totally recommend doing an exercise like this. Do I? I'm glad I did it because I was itching. Like I just needed to get all of these things that were in my brain like out onto like a physical calendar and like move things around. So I'm really glad that I did it, because otherwise I would just been stewing in my own madness. So maybe, you know, if doing an ideal week or an ideal month, just like blocking out the key commitments of things you have, especially if you're like me, umming and ahhing and trying to make a decision about what new stuff you want to take on, and so where that stuff has to kind of come from, like, do you actually have the time for that? Actually, yeah, useful to like visualize, oh shit, I need to take things off because there's like actually not enough room. But maybe you don't need to like spend hours in your free time in the evening after your kid has gone to bed drawing out a whole calendar and like cutting up pieces of coloured card. Thank you for watching. Happy 2025. What's gonna happen? Who knows? Do let me know if you've ever tried something like this, something similar. If you have other like tools or exercises that you've used to help you in these kinds of scenarios where you're feeling a bit of a busy brain and overwhelmed and trying to figure out what your priorities are, how much time that you have, and what you're able to commit to. Let me know. Let me know if you've got any recommendations of things for us all to try. Thanks for watching. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'm gonna leave this up. It's like a piece of art.